Did you know that the Mini 5 Pro is better than the Mavic 4 Pro? What's going on, guys? My name is Dan Davis and I'm Australia's #1 drone YouTuber, and I'm not entirely telling the truth. The Mavic 4 Pro is clearly better in many ways, but the Mini 5 Pro actually has a leg up here. It's got something very unique going on with its gimbal system. If we look at the gimbal system on the Mini 5 Pro, it's actually been completely redesigned. So there's these little dampers down here, and there's also dampers on top here, which kind of encapsulates it in this unique little stabilized world, right? And so what it actually means is the way they've designed it, it allows the camera to completely angle down and still get that full range of rotation. So with the Mini 5 Pro, it's got less rotation options, so it's only able to go up to 225 degrees. But what it actually allows us to do is we can angle the camera wherever we want to angle it, and it doesn't limit how much rotation we can get out of the camera. Now, this was something that the Mavic 4 Pro was not able to do. It had some big limitations, and then especially if the Mavic 4 Pro camera was looking directly down, you just had no hope. You couldn't rotate really at all at that point. So there's limitations with the way that they've designed that gimbal, where with the Mini 5 Pro, the way it's been designed, it allows us to actually do full rotation in really any sort of angle that we put it in. So even when you're looking directly down, no issues at all. And that's what I want to show you today in this video. Just like with the Mavic 4 Pro, you can program the Mini 5 Pro to utilize that right dial to roll the gimbal. So right now I've got it at 45 degrees and I can go to minus 180 degrees, and that's how it makes up that 225 degree gimbal rotation. So all I have to do, as you can see right now, is I just use that right dial to get full rotation. So that's very, very similar to what we saw with the Mavic 4 Pro. I don't think that I can speed up that rotation. That would be really cool to have a little bit more customization there. I can press the button on the back to reset it and just recenter the whole gimbal setup here, which is nice and easy. And I also have the option to go into the quick shot mode and also use the rotate feature. In the quick shot mode, you can see I've got the rotate feature here, and you've got a few options. Nothing new here compared to the Mavic 4 Pro, but I can go forward, backward, and then the rotating angle, I can go up to 180 degrees, where it says 0 to minus 180. And then on top of that, you've got rotation speed and flight speed. But we're just gonna go with this default and just have it flying forward, just to see what this looks like. So this is quite standard here. It's just going to fly forward, and it's just going to rotate the gimbal as it's flying forward. As you can see, this looks really good. It is getting knocked around a lot by the wind right now. We're just going to stop it right here. But yeah, you can see how that works. Very, very standardized, quite similar to the other experiences we've had with the Mavic 4 Pro. So like I showed you, no issues with just doing the rotating, and I can do that when it's just looking straight on, right? When the gimbal is centered, and that was the same with the Mavic 4 Pro. But the problem was, if I wanted to pull up and I wanted to look down, let's say I wanted to look directly down at a subject like this, you can't do that with the Mavic 4 Pro rotating option. But on this guy here, if I start recording, I've got full control. So I can fully rotate 225 degrees while I'm looking directly down at a subject. And that just opens up a whole new creative layer that you don't get with the Mavic 4 Pro, just due to the way that they've designed the gimbal on that other system. Now, what I do notice is when you're looking directly down and I try to fly, it does really limit the speed that you can fly. Even if I'm in sports mode, it seems to limit that speed. And I think that's more of a safety thing, and also just to make sure that the footage looks nice and smooth. But for example, I can even angle it up slightly. So let's just reset it again. I can angle up slightly on this angle, right? And then from here, I've still got full range of rotation. So it doesn't limit me regardless of what I'm doing. So I can fly forward, I can fly up. That was another thing. I found that if I was putting too many inputs in, it might actually limit how much rotation I could get with the gimbal. But again, you can see I'm flying up and forward and rotating the gimbal, and it didn't even skip a beat. And then from here, I can just angle directly down, right? And then as I'm flying down, I still have full control to rotate. Let's go the other way. So as I'm coming into land, it's not slowing down any of that perspective. So it creates something really unique that you can't get with the flagship Mavic 4 Pro, which is so cool to see. I found that, yeah, just certain angles just wouldn't work with the Mavic 4 Pro, and you pretty much had to have it like that, like straight horizon, just really flat. And that's where I found that it was fine with the Mavic 4 Pro. But if you angle down, you start to notice that it grays out this bar here where it says up to 180 degrees. You see that that section starts to gray out and limit how much movement you have, how much rotation you have. But here, I've put it through its paces. I've done all sorts of angles and perspectives, and no issues at all. And I love it. I love that freedom. And I think a lot of people are gonna love this as well. So for example, let's just fly forward. So I'm gonna fly forward. I'm gonna come down on a little bit of a revealing angle over here, and then we're just gonna kind of bank it over the top of these trees. Again, no limitations, even with the amount of wind that's hitting it. The drone's actually struggling a little bit. It is a very windy day, but because of that redesigned gimbal system, it's able to handle it. And just how unique is that? I love that. This really is well done. They've done a great job by redesigning the gimbal here. This was something that I was very, very excited to see them do. So again, here's just another example here. Very windy day, we're getting the wind warning, but I can just start moving, right? And I can angle it however I need to angle it. So let's get it down to 45, and then we'll go to minus 180. So that gives us the full range of 225 degrees. So I can move, right? And I can literally angle this how I want to. I can even angle up the camera while I'm moving in a direction, while I'm rotating the gimbal, and I can do a revealing shot. And as it starts to reveal, it's also going to continue showcasing the location and revealing more of the location. So that's something you just can't do with the Mavic 4 Pro. I found that it was quite limited when it came to that type of motion. So it's so exciting to see it with the Mini 5 Pro. It actually feels like a brand new system because it is a brand new gimbal. If we look at it compared to the Mini 4 Pro, it's a whole new gimbal system they've gone with. Obviously, we've got the larger 1-inch sensor here, which makes a huge difference. And we've got all those exciting sensors on it for obstacle avoidance. But for me, this is actually super exciting for creativity. I think this gives people a lot more creativity when they're actually capturing unique perspectives. If you are interested in any drone, camera, or accessory for that matter, then make sure to check those links down below. I've actually helped Australians save over $70,000 on their drone, camera, and accessory purchases. So all those links will be down below. For my Aussie audience, you can just reach out to sales@d1store.com.au, mention DansTube, and they'll be able to help you out with the deal. You can also go to their website and use the code DansTube to save on most drones, cameras, and accessories. And if you're in the store, if you're in one of the DJI stores locally, just mention DansTube in store and they'll also be able to help you out there as well. And don't worry, for all of my international viewers, I'll have some links down below as well, so check all of those out. So again, what I'll do here is we'll come in and I'll kind of pan around, and I'm going to lift up the camera. I'll try to do this all at the same time. Here we go. Lift up the camera while I'm banking around a corner, while I'm revealing the location and continuing the rotation with the drone. Like, it's just so cool, right? Like, that's so cool. And you see, it's not struggling at all. It's getting a wind warning. I can see the drone is struggling in the wind, but I'm able to do whatever I need to with that new gimbal system, and it's not stuttering, it's not stumbling, it's not having any issues really, which is so cool. Even something like a top-down perspective, which was a little bit more challenging, you know, I can continue moving in a direction I want to move in while it rotates, and it doesn't seem to struggle. I do find that the speed dips a little bit. It slows it down when I'm looking directly down, which again, I think just ensures that you get that stable footage, and it also ensures the stability of of the video, the gimbal, and everything else. But just keep that in mind for safety, right? Because if you're looking directly down and you're trying to fly back while doing this, you are going to have reduced speeds when it comes to returning back to yourself. So then straight when I angle it up again, my speeds will increase, and now I'm getting 9 meters per second, 10 meters per second. So you do see that that will make a difference. But even on this perspective here, again, same thing. I've got it slightly angled down, which would be a limitation of the Mavic 4 Pro, and I can bank it around a corner and literally put it through so many different movements, and it's able to do it somehow. It really is quite impressive how they've been able to do this. Even something like this that's quite standard. I'm coming around a corner here, but I can, you know, go around the corner like so to reveal the boats, continue flying. I can then bring up the drone a little bit just to reveal the location. And I don't know how it's doing this, honestly. Like on such a windy day as well, it is not struggling at all. You can see I'm right over the water here, no protection, and it's able to move at a consistent pace. We're not even having the rotation speed slow down. Like you can see, I can do it like that, flying pretty high now above that protected layer with the trees here, and no issues. Again, no issues with speed, no issues with it jumping or awkwardly moving. This is what you can expect from the Mini 5 Pro. It really does open up some new creative layers here. So this is me now in sports mode, just picking up the pace a little bit here. And it doesn't seem to struggle even when I put it in sports mode. So if I do the rotation, I can still angle it down, still fly in that same direction. Looks buttery smooth. It's not stumbling at all somehow. Don't know how it's doing this, but it is possible. I did notice the other day when I was testing it, certain things were coming into frame. So I haven't been watching the feed the whole time, but I don't know if that's happening this time. I don't know what's different, but I can see that in sports mode, it's not happening. Even when I'm flying, you know, on a different angle. It seems that when you go into sports mode, that's where the rotation speed definitely picks up. You can see that's full speed right there, and that's in sports mode. If I go into Cine mode, which is meant to be the slower mode, I do get even more slower, more cinematic perspectives here, which is nice to see that you have a little bit more customization with the drone. Okay, so we've just got this tree here, and I can bring it down in normal mode while I continue to rotate to reveal the perspective here. Again, this is an example of what you might be doing to reveal the location. You can slow it down with the Cine mode, and you can speed it up with the sports mode depending on what you're looking for as well. Like I said, it can be a little bit disorientating when you're flying and rotating and changing different angles. So make sure that you're aware of your surroundings, because you can get a little bit lost if you're just flying and the camera's upside down. You'll actually be going in the opposite direction than the direction you want to go in. So just be aware of that as you're doing this. But as long as you know roughly, like, you know, the projection, like for example here, I'm coming around to reveal. So I know, okay, well, comfortably I can start to rotate it at this point. And I know that it's going to be fine as I continue to rotate. I can let off the accelerator a little bit. And this actually gives you, I would say, some more skill sets when it comes to actually controlling a drone in this kind of manual perspective. Because typically we're focusing in on a lot of the auto modes, but this really allows you to put in so many different perspectives. You can see what I've already done right now. I'm putting in 4 different inputs to move the drone and the camera all at the same time. And you're able to do that smoothly once you're used to it. If we check out the Cine mode now, this is going to be a lot slower, but this gives us a lot more control to actually rotate while we're looking down at a subject. So it gives us a lot more control to get smoother perspectives. And I love how they've done that with the Cine normal and sports mode, that it actually changes the speed that the gimbal rotates or rolls. So this kind of perspective is one of my favorites, where you almost bank around. It looks almost FPV-like, but you bank around a corner, and I can still bring down the altitude just a little bit because I can see where the drone is, and I've got a heap of space, and I can keep rotating it beyond that point to just do such a unique revealing shot. And again, this is something that I find is unique to the Mini 5 Pro, especially looking down. Like, that perspective was something that was quite limited on the Mavic 4 Pro, and I think that's just because it's such an impressive camera system. They had to really get a lot in there. So to be able to be more creative with the Mini 5 Pro opens up so many new options here. So for example, I can just, you know, fly forward. I've got it rotating the whole time. I can still increase in altitude while it continues to rotate around a subject, around whatever it is you're focusing in on. And again, does not skip a beat. It really is so cool to see here, guys. So that's why the Mini 5 Pro is better than the Mavic 4 Pro, only really when it comes down to that rotating functionality. But still, I think a lot of people are going to love it for that reason. This just opens up windows and windows of fun for people. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for all the support, and I'll chat to you in the next one. Peace.